Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Something is being measured in you right now, but not the kind of thing you can prove with effort. This isn't about how much you can hustle or how long you can pretend to be okay. It's deeper than endurance. It's more precise than pain. God is testing the strength of your alignment when there's nothing to hold on to but peace. No flash, no applause, no obvious proof. Just you and what you're becoming. He's not waiting to see how loud your worship is. God isn't looking for the loudest faith in the room right now. He's looking for the kind that stays true when nothing feels familiar. The kind that doesn't flinch when comfort disappears. Because before God gives a chosen one more influence, He checks their internal weather. And lately, yours has been shifting, hasn't it? There was a time you could move through the day clear, convicted, responsive. But now, the air feels thicker. Your thoughts take longer to land. You feel heavier, not in body, but in energy. This is friction before divine release. God is refining how you hold pressure. Not the loud kind that breaks doors open, but the quiet kind that builds fortitude when no one else sees the weight you're managing. Some days it feels like you're trying to carry water in your hands. No matter how careful you are, something slips through. That's how spiritual testing works. This part of your journey is meant to strip away every old method you once used to feel safe. Because where you're going, survival strategies won't work. Only stewardship will. And so God slows you down, not to stop you, but to make sure you're still carrying what matters, not just what's familiar. You might have noticed sudden emotional agitation, long-buried thoughts resurfacing without warning, temptations dressed in the clothes of past patterns. That's not regression, that's divine exposure. Not to shame you, but to make sure what's buried doesn't erupt later under pressure. God doesn't mind your emotions, but He will confront the ones that still try to steer your life in moments of weakness. And that's the test. Can you stay steady when your old story tries to convince you it still belongs? Some of you have been seeing the signs, the delay, the slowness, the quiet turning in the spirit. What used to come easily now resists your touch. What once confirmed your path now offers nothing but stillness. That doesn't mean it's broken. It means you're being prepared to handle more without needing validation to keep going. God is shifting your relationship with obedience. He's teaching you how to respond with trust instead of urgency. How to walk when clarity isn't announcing your next step. Because what's coming will require you to move before the world understands why. Let me tell you something no one likes to admit. You can be deeply called and still get tired of being refined. You can love God and still feel resentful about the process. But don't confuse fatigue with failure. You're not collapsing. You're outgrowing how you used to cope. This next chapter cannot be led by the version of you that second-guesses every instinct. It won't tolerate indecision. It won't survive under self-sabotage. It's too holy to be handled with reactions that belong to a version of you that God already buried. You were never meant to sprint your way into what's sacred. You were meant to carry it like a vessel. And that means your character must be shaped to match what's coming. This is why He allowed the pause. This is why He's letting some doors stay closed a little longer, not because you failed, but because the person you're becoming is too precise to be rushed. This part of the path feels narrow for a reason. It has to press the unnecessary out of you. And if you're honest, you've started to feel it. The difference between moving with vision and moving with noise. The inner shift that whispers, there's no room for distraction here. What's coming won't make sense to the masses, and it doesn't have to. Because the next season of your life is not about being seen. It's about being sealed. And this test, it's not just about surviving discomfort. It's about proving to heaven that what's forming inside of you is finally strong enough to carry the blessing that's been circling your name. That's why it feels different this time, because it is. So let's be honest now. What if this is the last time you ever had to walk through something this unclear, and God just needs to know how you handle the fog? Not how loud you can pray, not how many steps you take when you're told to move, but how you hold your stillness when the world stops giving feedback. This is a proving ground. The tension you're feeling isn't just emotional, it's spiritual traffic. Heaven is organizing what belongs to you. And before it arrives, God is asking you to get real with yourself. Can you forgive someone who never apologized without losing your softness? Can you let go of the timeline you clung to without letting go of the promise? Can you carry sacred weight without constantly needing to drop it for someone else to validate it? Because what's coming isn't about your image. It's about your integrity. Let me put it plainly. You've been trying to walk like it's still the season of approval. But God has already moved you into the season of authority. That's why the things that used to encourage you feel empty. That's why old comforts now feel tight, suffocating, irrelevant. You've outgrown needing proof to walk in your knowing. And the test right now is not survival. It's sensitivity. The Spirit is sharpening your discernment because there's no room for loose agreements in the territory ahead. You can't afford to nod to every emotion that shows up. You can't treat doubt like a guest and still wonder why peace keeps leaving the room. You are being taught how to manage what hasn't even fully arrived yet. And that's a holy responsibility. This is why your senses are heightened, why your body has felt out of sync, why time feels slower, but everything feels more important. You're not broken, you're being trained in stillness. Because your next move has nothing to do with momentum and everything to do with alignment. Let's talk about the version of you that keeps trying to fix things God already buried. The one that wants to explain, to rush, to reach. That version doesn't need more healing, it needs closure. You have to let the old rhythm break. You have to stop confusing absence with rejection. God didn't ghost you, He grew you. And that growth pulled you past the sound of familiar things. That's why the room feels quieter. You were never meant to bring that old noise into this new atmosphere. This test, this one right now, isn't about whether you'll pass. You've already passed the point of proof. This is about possession. Can you hold what heaven is handing you? Can you protect it without over-explaining it? Can you walk with it, even if people start questioning you? Can you carry it, even when you feel undeserving? Because God isn't just placing gifts in your hands, He's placing assignments. And assignments don't care how loud your doubt is, they respond to your consistency, your clarity, and your obedience. And here's the wildest part. Most of what you've been asking for has already been released in the Spirit. But you've been delayed on purpose, because heaven refuses to let you fumble what you were born to carry. It's not punishment, it's mercy. You are becoming someone who can hold the weight of destiny without misplacing your peace. And once that version of you is steady, God will accelerate what was delayed. So here's where this all lands. This is the test that comes before doors you didn't knock on open by themselves. This is the moment where silence becomes strategy. This is the season where spiritual weight becomes your passport, not your prison. Let the distractions fall. Let the noise die down. Let the silence speak. Because it's not just that something is coming. It's that something is about to arrive. And God wanted you ready without needing applause to receive it. Let them wonder. You know what's real. Heaven is closer than it looks. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If you found value in this message, please like the video and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your amazing journey by watching one of the videos showing on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.